The bee is behaving in a very unusual way, but it's not acting on its own free will. Something else is controlling it. The mysterious parasite behind this behavior is called Stylops melittae. It all begins when a bee lands on a flower to collect nectar. At that moment, the tiny parasite enters the bee's body, and from that point on, the silent takeover begins. Female Stylops melittae spend their entire lives living inside the bee's body, while the males grow wings and fly away. But here's the strangest part. The female Stylops keeps only the tip of her head sticking out from the bee's body. The male Stylops finds this tiny exposed opening and mates with the female without her ever leaving the host. Stylops melittae belongs to a rare and mysterious group of insects known as Strepsiptera. Most people on Earth have never even heard of this creature. Its entire life is spent inside the body of another animal. Its favorite hosts are solitary bees, especially mining bees. What's even more fascinating is that an adult female Stylops never leaves her host. She spends her entire life inside the bee's body. Only a tiny part of her head remains visible on the outside. The male, on the other hand, emerges with wings, but his adult life lasts only a few hours. During that brief time, he must find a female and reproduce before he dies. A female Stylops gives birth to thousands of microscopic larvae. These larvae are so tiny, they're almost impossible to see with the naked eye. They wait patiently on flowers. When a bee lands to collect pollen, the larvae instantly climb onto its body. They then enter through soft areas of the bee's exoskeleton. Once inside, the real transformation begins. The larvae slowly feeds from nutrients from the bee's body. At the same time, it begins altering the bee's normal biological functions. The most astonishing part is this. Stylops doesn't simply live inside the bee. It changes the bee's hormones and physiological processes, which can dramatically alter its behavior.
Many infected female bees eventually lose the ability to produce eggs. In other words, they become effectively sterile. Scientists call this phenomenon parasitic castration. Why does this happen? Because if the host doesn't spend energy on reproduction, that energy can instead be used to help the parasite grow and survive. In some cases, infected bees have even been observed showing changes in body color, behavior, and the timing of when they visit flowers. Sometimes the bee behaves in ways that make it even easier for Stylops to reproduce. Without realizing it, the bee is protecting the interests of the parasite living inside its own body. The mating process of Stylops is just as unbelievable. The female never leaves the bee's body. Only the tiny tip of her head remains exposed. The winged male flies in and locates that tiny opening. He then mates with the female through that small exposed opening, while she remains inside the host. A few days later, the female releases thousands of new larvae. These larvae leave the bee's body and make their way onto flowers. Then they wait for their next victim. Generation after generation, this bizarre parasitic cycle continued. Nature's most terrifying parasites aren't always the biggest. Sometimes, a creature only a few millimeters long can completely change another animal's future. Hidden inside the body of an ordinary bee may be a parasite that has silently taken complete control of its life. Had you ever heard of Stylops melittae before? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to discover more mysterious, bizarre, and unbelievable creatures from the natural world, make sure to stay with us.